CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Thursday, September 28th, 2017. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to CATEX TV. And another sign of how the world is increasingly interconnected, airline passengers traveling on airlines, some 125 global airlines that use a software system operated by a company called Amadeus, encountered a software glitch this morning on check-in that caused long lines. Problems have been reported at London's Heathrow, Gatwick, Charles de Gaulle in Paris, Zurich, Melbourne, Tokyo, Johannesburg, Singapore, and Washington's Reagan National Airport. Software issue caused check-in delays at those airports and booking problems for many airlines. A passenger management system called Amadeus Altéa indicated that they had a network issue but are working to resolve the problems. The company said they regret any inconvenience caused to customers. Lloyd's of London reported their first half 2017 results. They indicated a 17% dip in first half profits. The results did not include some $4.5 billion in claims that Lloyd's expects to pay out from Hurricanes Harvey and Irma. They specifically noted that they did not include any claim estimate for Hurricane Maria, which is still being formulated, although they did express some surprise at the AIR estimate yesterday, indicating that potential insured losses for Maria could in fact reach some $85 billion. The situation in Puerto Rico is becoming increasingly more difficult for the residents there. The 3.5 million residents on the island are still suffering without electricity, clean water, and food. Looting has begun in a number of areas. The governor of Puerto Rico, Ricardo Rossello, indicates that he expects and hopes that he'll be treated the same way that Texas and Florida were treated after Hurricanes Harvey and Irma respectively struck them. The situation in Puerto Rico is so dire that the governor is using runners, people either on bicycle or on foot, who are going out transmitting instructions to remote parts of the island. American TV is beginning to focus on this unfolding humanitarian crisis there. There were pictures this morning on the television of people breaking into food stores simply to get food to eat. The U.S. pharmaceutical giant Merck is said to be preparing to file a claim which the market in London fears could be as high as about $1.5 billion U.S., owing to losses from the Petya cyber attack. This is according to the Insurance Insider. Given that the loss stems almost entirely from business interruption, the range of market sources are pointing to this being an unprecedented event. It's understood that Merck is trying to recoup some of its BI losses through its property policy, since the company had no standalone cyber insurance cover in place. This would be one of the biggest examples yet of so-called silent cyber exposure that insurers might be carrying on their books. And if the claim is eventually brought, which Merck is disputing, but the Insurance Insider is sticking to it, if the claim is eventually brought and filed, the way it's treated could end up as a landmark precedent for other insurers. The property insurers on Merck's policy are thought to include Liberty, AIG, and Zurich. Once again, in the most recent round of discussions between representatives from the EU and the United Kingdom, you have to wonder whether or not they attended the same meeting. According to the British representative, David Davis, decisive steps forward had been made in the most recent meeting. However, the EU negotiator Michel Barnier said there were still big gaps between the sides on some of the withdrawal issues, and said it could take weeks or months before they agreed to move on to the next stage of talks about future relations. Difficulty here, of course, is that the United Kingdom is losing businesses on a daily basis as continued economic uncertainty caused by their problematic access in the future to the European market continues. The Europeans, on the other hand, are not interested in discussing the future until the terms of the British withdrawal, including the bill that they will have to pay the EU regarding their share of projects that they voted to approve when they were a full voting member of the EU, is resolved. There's also the problem of the 4 million EU citizens who live in the United Kingdom and how they're going to be treated. There's a question as to whether or not the European Court of Justice rulings are going to have any effect on preserving their rights. And in a decidedly non-insurance related story, apparently an apartment building sized boulder, make sure you get that, an apartment building sized boulder fell from El Capitan, the granite rock formation in Yosemite Valley in Yosemite National Park, yesterday at about 2 p.m. local time. One person was killed, several others were injured. The release point appeared to be near the waterfall route, a popular climbing route on the east buttress of El Capitan. Yosemite is a place of significant natural beauty, and when you're walking through the park on hiking trails, one never thinks for 1 second that those monolithic pieces of granite could tumble, but in this case one did. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.